Hello everyone, it's Luli, and today I kind of wanted to do like a vlog type video on the effects reviews can have on people and maybe even the industry as a whole sometimes. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. It's just I didn't have the time, that sort of thing. But now seems to be like the perfect timing, especially because I don't know, I'm in like the mood to talk about it. But yes, so as an otome gamer myself, naturally, whenever there's like a game that's come out, I will go ahead and look around for reviews before I make a purchase. Sometimes I risk it and just buy it on the day. But a lot of the times I do like to kind of look around and see what people have to say. And sometimes I do come across sort of like, and I'm not talking just about the otome game community, I'm talking about like many game genres as well. Just sometimes I will come across like reviews that literally say X reasons as to why you shouldn't play this game. And I couldn't help but kind of feel a bit irked by that because, you know, as a reviewer, you do have some sort of level of responsibility in that you will affect a bigger like wider range of people than, let's say, if you were like just anyone and saying you're like peace or whatever. So I don't know, I come across, and then it kind of made me think of how people may view my reviews, in that sometimes I do obviously say more biased things like, oh, I didn't like this game because of XYZ, and I didn't want people to look at that and then take it to heart and then go home and think, right, Luli didn't like it, so I'm not going to play it, because that isn't true. It's a bit like when you go to a restaurant and your friend is like, oh my god, this thing is amazing, you should have it, and in your mind you're like imagining something, and then you eat it and it's like kind of meh. Or like you might say, oh, this is amazing, and then you say it to your friend, and then your friend is like, I don't know why you like it. You know, this is something that comes up quite a bit in all sorts of things, and that of course includes things like otome games. And so I just kind of wanted to, you know, say that it's a good idea to not just look at one review, but to see like a variety, because you do get like extremely opinionated people who say they absolutely hate a game, which is fine. If that's what they think, that's fine. And of course you get the opposite end of the spectrum where people are like, oh my god, I love this game, and that's fine too, because it's clearly an opinion. You know, I have a couple of friends who would really rip apart on certain games, but it's very clear that that's their thoughts, and they're not going around saying, oh, you shouldn't play this game because it's got like all these different problems with it or whatever. These friends of mine will say that's my opinion, and if that's the case, that's fine. But I just don't want to come across or seem like I've got some sort of agenda, or I just didn't want to come across as someone who would say they don't like a game and then expect others not to play it, because that's something that I have seen in the past. And I just find that extremely wrong. Like, imagine if you've got an indie dev that's put all their effort, sweat and tears into this like one otome game that they created, and then some, you know, blogger or vlogger or whatever says, oh, you shouldn't play this game because of blah blah blah, and then hundreds of people are like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna play this game because, you know, this one person said it's awful and I shouldn't play it. It just feels very, it feels wrong, you know, and I don't like it, basically. And I'm having a bit of a rant now. My point is, go ahead and search a variety of reviews before you make your decision. Like, think for yourself. For example, you've got like Olympia Soiree. When it first came out in Japan and like a bunch of unlocalized players sort of explained the premise of it, you got so many people who are like, oh, it's misogynistic, it's sexist, it's racist, it's blah-de-da-de-da, all these things. And then in turn, that influenced like a bunch of more localized players who are like, oh god, okay, I'm never gonna play that because that sounds awful. And then it came out in English, and then people gave it a go because I guess they thought, why not? And I'm glad for that, because now Olympia Soiree, there are so many people who enjoy it, apart from the flashbacks, and if you know, you know. other than that, everyone seems to, not everyone, but quite a few people seem to enjoy that game. And it's same for Dairoku Agents of Sakuradani. That's another one where, because of the unique art style and it being a bit more slice of life, people are a little bit more sort of hesitant in giving it a go. But those who did see, like, I know a couple of people who really enjoyed it. And so yeah, don't let, like, not even my reviews, I know I try to be as non-emotional as possible with my reviews, but even, like, I am human too, so obviously I'm gonna say I don't like this game or I love this game. Like, I'm gonna have an opinion, but I just don't want you guys taking my word as the word. Just see it as, like, take it as a pinch of salt. Like, just sort of look at it and think, okay, so Luli thinks that, and then go and find other sources. Because the last thing I want to do is to say I didn't like this game, and then for you to go out and not buy it, and then to regret it a couple of years down the line when you talk to a friend or, I don't know, something, and then you discover and try it and actually enjoy it. Like, I don't really want to ruin your experiences like that. And one more thing, you've got to understand that different people have different backgrounds, different upbringings. They might self-insert, they might not. Like, when you consider all of these things, we play otome games differently. Like, for example, I love the craziness in Olympia Soiree, for example, because there were so many horrible topics, and that's because I play as if I'm like a fly on the wall. I look at the main character and love interest interact and kind of go, look at what's going on, as if I'm watching like a K-drama or something. You know, it's drama. I love drama. It's so much fun to watch. So that's why I enjoy the extra messed up games. But I know there are so many people who question my tastes because perhaps they may self-insert, or they use otome games as a way to escape reality maybe. So, you know, having more stress in an otome game when you've already got stress in your life, or you want to self-insert and have like a really cute romance, but then, you know, obviously the dodgy ones, you're putting yourself in a horrible romance. It's just a different way of playing. And I'm from Japan, so obviously some of my upbringing is in Japan. So the things that I consider are like wrong or right or whatever may be a little bit different than someone who was born and brought up in England, because obviously my English side and my Japanese side do kind of have conflicting opinions sometimes. And so I just really want you to bear that in mind, that your experiences and backgrounds are not going to be the same as just one reviewer. So please, like, I know this sounds a bit ranty and a bit crazy or whatever, but please do, if you're thinking about or not thinking about getting a game, go ahead and see a variety of reviews and then think for yourself whether that game is for you or not. Don't just look at one review, whether it be mine or someone else's, I don't know, and then go, right, I'm not going to play this game because of that one person. And that's just kind of what I wanted to say. Also, one tip, and this is a bit of a flex for me, it does help when you're part of a community, like in a Discord, for example. In my community, you know, there's quite a few people who have played different games, they're all active, so some people might join in and be like, oh, I'm thinking of buying this game, what do you guys think about it? And then because these are all different sort of people who have tried the game, they can sort of pitch in and say how they felt and all of this, and it really does help because it's like a variety of opinions as opposed to just one. So if that's something you're interested in, please do come to my server. I've got the description the link in the description below, so click it and we will welcome you with open hands. But anyway, that's the end of my rant, kind of, I don't know, vloggy thing that I was desperate to get out there. Hopefully it helps, and you know, you'll think about what I just said when you're thinking about buying an otome game. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching until the very end and listening to me go blah blah blah. Hopefully it will be helpful, and yeah, bye.